y'all doing? This is the microphone right here. Not sure who's up. Sorry for the lateness of the day. I'm here with my husband Eric. He's going to be co-hosting, co-speaking, so to speak, for the Republican side of things. Introduce yourself.
I don't do the Republican side of things.
Okay, for the politics.
Ugh.
Gosh. Anyway, for the politics side of things, let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. I know it's pretty late. I don't even know who's here. If anyone's here anyway.
Can you tell?
What? It says 0, but we don't know if it's really 0 in here.
Oh, where does it say 0?
Right here. But we don't know.
Oh.
So we'll see. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty late in the day. People probably sleep and shit. So we'll see. If it looks like that no one's going to be here, then we just,
wait until another day.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. See, there's people in here, but it shows 0.
Huh.
See? You can't believe this. We don't know how many people are here. Hi, Alicia. How you doing? Okay.
Tell Alicia tell Alicia to holler back at you.
She's right there. She just said hello.
Oh, so then
Yes.
Okay, so then that person, then there's the one for her.
We don't know how many people really, honestly. Anyway, so again, hello to all my truth seekers. In this live show, I will discuss the state of Donald Trump's trial, the newest news from Nickelodeon/Disney, and of course, a little bit of world news and the WNBA, and a little bit celebrity gossip, including Diddy, Kanye West, Corey Gamble, and I forgot to put the talk information there, so I'll be seriously freestyling that information. We'll be talking about that, and we have some clips for you. Are you okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so of course, let's go ahead and show the trigger warning, because we got to show the trigger warning.
Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy.
All right, fantastic. Okay, our first part of the news, we're going to talk about Donald Trump. And boy, this trial in this case has been emotionally exhausting. One reason is the amount of time Trump keeps getting in terms of the duration of this trial. I mean, if he was anybody else, he'd be locked up by now. And the latest news about Donald Trump includes his involvement in a hush money trial in New York. Trump is facing criminal charges alleging he falsified business records to cover up an X scandal during the 2016 campaign. The trial is ongoing and potential jurors are being selected. Now, additionally, there are multiple cases against Trump, including one related to that $175 million bond posted by Trump to avert asset seizure and appeals in a fraud penalty case. Now, Americans seem to be divided on whether Trump acted illegally in the hush money case, according to the recent poll. But you gotta understand, these polls are not for the broad, vast majority of demographic. They primarily put this in Republican states, and we don't even know people are actually taking these polls. These could be computer generated polls, so who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? So,
I know exactly what you mean, but here's the thing that Trump is really trying to do. He's trying to stretch out all of these cases as long as he possibly can, because he feels and he knows if in fact he wins the White House, all these cases go away because he will have them dismissed. He'll have the power to do that. So that's what he's trying to do, number one. Number two is this. Anybody, in my opinion, anybody that would vote for this man has got to be a fool. Because for that matter, I can go down on 3rd Street and get some drunk to come up and say, why don't you be president? And he can run for president because he has done some of the same things that Trump is doing. Look, Trump is a justified rapist.
Okay, hold on. on to that thought. Hold on to that thought, because we're gonna really talk about that. We're gonna get into that. Now it seems that so can't even speak. It seems that the Supreme Court has also questioned obstruction charges brought against January 6 rioters, and Trump. Okay, y'all remember January 6th? Remember that little riot? Okay. Now, as we all know, Trump has pleaded not guilty on all charges. Now, during today's trial, Trump was seen falling asleep, and of course, he was trying so hard to get it rescheduled for his son Barron's high school graduation. I mean, let's be honest here. He probably never made it to all of his kids' graduations or cared to go. Now, he's even tried to threaten World War III and another January 6 riot. But remember, the riot was successful because Trump was still in charge at that time, kind of. He isn't anymore. And Biden isn't having all of that. And why do people still think, what I understand, Eric, is why do people still think Trump has all of this freaking power? I mean, this is what he was expecting. He was expecting hundreds of people to gather outside the courthouse during the trial. And there weren't many. I mean, maybe about 50, 60 people. It wasn't this huge vast of people like, America great, Trump free or whatever. They weren't trying to do any of that. So he got a huge, huge disappointment when it came to that. Now here, hold on for a second. Here is a video that I want to show you guys. Okay? And this is a video about Trump falling asleep. Now this is him coming into the courthouse, as you can see here. So take a look at this. I'm going to take it back for you. Look how you look. You look so sad.
He probably was up all night.
Yeah, that was him coming into the courthouse. Now, this guy is going to talk about him falling asleep, and there's two different perspectives to that. So this is my first time looking at this video all the way through, so you and I are going to be looking at this together.
During the first... Please, don't bang your gavel. I'm sleeping. Donald Trump fell asleep during the first day of his hush money trial. That's what he
was
reported.
knocked the fuck out.
First-hand accounts from the courtroom are chef's kiss. Now, Trump's head slowly dropped, his eyes closed. It jerked back upwards. He adjusts himself. Then, his head droops again. He straightens up, leaning back. His head droops for a third time. He shakes his shoulders, eyes closed still. His head drops. Finally, he pops his eyes open. Trump's eyes are closed once again. Surely, this won't help the sleep allegations. And there are pictures like this one, but I feel like an image like this you could argue like, how do we know he wasn't just blinking when someone snapped this photo? So this one isn't like the smoking gun. This guy, though, is fully asleep. He loves
I
to
didn't
say,
know it was that
"Sleepy
obvious."
Joe. Oh, sleepy old man. Too already sleeping on the job. Well, what's going on here, bud? Meanwhile, hashtag Sleepy Don and Don Snorleone are trending on Twitter. Rightfully so. As Dan pointed out, if Trump is too old and weak to stay awake at his own criminal trial, what do you think will happen? In the Situation Room, I'll throw one more thing out there. Detectives who are working like a capital murder case, they say when they have a suspect, they'll oftentimes be like, you're going to be charged with murder, and then stick them in a cell overnight, just to kind of see how they behave. They say, the guys who are guilty, go right to sleep. Sleep like babies. Because it is what it is. Someone who's being accused, who didn't do it, usually too worried to sleep, too much anxiety. Charged with multiple criminal felonies, and just, I sleep like babies sleep, with my weird, wispy baby hair comb over. And I don't know how much sleep he got last night, considering he was rage posting this morning, and it seems like he watched a lot of TV.
Oh my.
So, they're trying to select a jury right now, and in other related news, this guy who has 1.1 million followers on Twitter said, if you're a Trump supporter in New York City who is part of the jury pool, do everything you can to get seated on the jury and then refuse to convict as a matter of principle, dooming the case via hung jury. It's the most
Can he do
patriotic
that?
thing you could possibly do. Just so we're very, very clear, if you were to get on that jury and do this, or conversely, join that jury to give a guilty verdict without hearing the arguments, that's a felony. You should not do that. That is wrong
Told you you can't do
and
that.
undermines our already struggling justice system.
Trust me, they can do that, and they will.
They don't
do that.
try to.
Patients could come to him over this, I have no idea. But this kind of
Can I
shit's
speak?
gross.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, as I was saying before, he is a rapist. That is the part that kills me. He is a rapist. He has been found
You gotta say
guilty. Who?
You gotta say RA.
I don't care. Bottom line is, he has been found guilty of that. And we want to put this man in the White House. Do you know how stupid the United States would look to put this guy in the White House, and then this idiot has to go before all the other countries, and everybody knows he's a rapist?
I don't think they care.
That's just ridiculous. That would make us look like such a big-ass fool, number one. Number two is this. When you look at the, how can I say this nicely? When you look at all of the counts that is against him, he gets away with murder.
Oh yeah.
I have never.
If he was all race, he'd have been a.
If he was
You would've got
anybody
locked
else,
up by now.
if he was anybody else, he would be under the jail cell. They would put him under the jail cell and throw away the key. But this man gets away with murder. He talked about the judge. He talked about the judge's daughter. He talks about any and everybody else he wants to, and nothing never happens. Nothing. And I think that is so unfair, because this is supposed to be the United States of America. And that being said, you're supposed to be held accountable for the things you say and do. Yes, there's free speech, but you still have to be held accountable for that speech.
Right.
And he's not being held accountable at all. And I think that is such a rip for us.
It is. It is.
It really is.
Here's what this lady has to say.
Falling asleep. I declare
About him falling asleep.
our players sleepy Frumpy Dump. So according to reports, honey, Frumpy Dump is so bored with the proceedings this morning in New York, he is falling asleep. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. That's what you get for staying up all night attacking people on Devil is a Lie Social. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. Let's talk about the latest coming out of the courtroom in Frumpy Dump's hush money trial. So according to a CNN journalist who was on the scene with the gangster lean in the courtroom at Frumpy
Gangster
Dump's
lean.
hush money trial, before lunch today, Frumpy Dump was seen slobbing and diving, honey. They said that he couldn't barely keep his eyes open while the proceedings was going on.
His head keeps dropping down and his mouth goes slack. Tell us about that.
Well, Jake, he appeared to be asleep, and repeatedly his head would fall down. There have been other moments.
I want me to laugh, but it's funny.
Trial, which was around the corner in January.
Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing.
He might be sleeping, but
And that's just how embarrassing it will be for the whole United States if, in fact, he gets elected again.
Darling President Biden and several others. Also coming out of the courtroom.
but it's notable given the intensity of this morning and a lot of what was being argued.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Frumpy Dump should have went to sleep last night instead of staying up on Devil is a Lie Social, exercising his tiny hands to attack Attorney General Merrick Garland, President Biden, and several others. Also coming out of the courtroom, honey, Manhattan District Attorney's Office has filed a motion for the judge to go ahead and sanction Frumpy to the motherfucking dump for his personal attacks on Devil is a Lie Social. According to reports shortly after noon, the Assistant District Attorney Christopher Conroy
He get away with so much stuff. He just does what he wants. Yeah.
Frumpy Dump $1,000 for each post that violates the court's order. He's asking for those sanctions, and he also wants the judge to direct Frumpy Dump to take down the offending post and remind Frumpy Dump that further violations could result in jail time. Judge Morshaw did not immediately rule on the motion. However, he did set a hearing date of April 24th to decide whether storming out of the courtroom in Front of Duck's hush money case. Baby.
And here's the
Baby, this is gonna get good. Players, I want to know what y'all thinking about this. Put your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that the judge is going to sanction Front of Duck? I mean, it's been done to him before. And also, what do you think about the judge skipping out on not allowing Front of Duck, on whether he's going to allow Front of Duck to attend Barron's graduation? Do you think that that is a legitimate reason to miss court? Put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking.
Okay, hold on, let me say this real quick. Now, meanwhile, Trump's team would try to drag these jury selections for as long as he possibly can. I mean, just watch. He's definitely going to do this. Yes, true Republicans aren't supporting Trump's ridiculous and flawed policies. If they are, you must be very intelligent. I mean, you must not be very intelligent to follow his policy because he doesn't have any. That's what I meant to say. And your standards of decorum and class have declined substantially. Because you gotta understand, Eric, I used to view Republicans as privileged and entitled people who lost. I mean, for some reason, I don't know, who lost or never knew the reality of everyday people in today's demographics. But I always thought, they were intelligent at least. Just misguided and coddled from reality. You know what I mean? That's what I used to think of them. However, these views have changed because those who support Trump aren't acting very intelligent. They're acting racist and making conspiracy theories such as myself look bad because they have the notion and belief that all of these charges against Trump aren't true and that he has America's best interest at heart. And I'm not sure what they get that from, and that U.S. or other people are out to get him or something, and that's why
they don't.
He's going through this because we treated him unfairly because he's so honest and so truthful.
Bull.
That's what they're thinking.
Bull. This is all a big smoke screen.
Yeah.
Because he wants everybody to believe he's doing this for them.
Right.
That's bull. That's bull. Here's the flip.
Agree.
Look at it this way. If you look at from the standpoint of view to say Donald Trump is a upstanding, righteous man, and he has an upstanding, righteous wife, and we want to put this couple in the White House because they are bringing such joy to the world. Well, if that be the case, why is he on trial now for sleeping with a porn star? Why is he on trial for sleeping with that other lady, McDaniels, whatever her name is?
Isn't that why he's on trial?
He's on trial for sleeping with Stormy Daniels.
Yeah.
And he slept with another woman named Susan McDougal.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the point. Here's my point. What about Melania? His gorgeous supposed to be wife. You can go on Google and look at her tits anytime you want to.
Bob! Hey!
Yeah, I'm just trying to say. My point is simply this: this woman is at home having his baby, and he's out having fun.
Well, I mean, Melania Trump and...
That's some bull.
I know, Melania Trump and Donald Trump. First of all, Melania Trump was allegedly a Russian order bride.
Well, I understand that.
Okay, so she was only with him because she wanted a visa or whatever, and because that's what she did for a living. I mean, it isn't as if he courted her and he, showered her with flowers and he treated her with such respect, like a queen, and, blah, blah, blah. I doubt if he did any of those things, because judging from what his exes have said, he don't even know how that feels. So I doubt if he did any of those things.
He didn't, but still my
She's not with him because he's the most romantic person in the world. She goes because of moolah, and she needed a visa to stay in the United States.
And I understand that, and I agree with that. But still, my final point is simply this: this is not This is not Barack Obama and Michelle as a couple staying in the White House doing the country's business. Not at all. This is the absolute reverse. They said, as a matter of speaking, that in the Trump White House, people was passing around oxycodones and some, they said that.
Oxycodone?
Yeah. They said they was passing it around like candy. The meetings that they had was a big argument fest. Everybody was yelling, screaming at everybody. Nobody knew what anybody was doing. Somebody even overturned the desk because it was so hot. at the next person for making whatever statements that he had made.
That's crazy.
All I'm simply saying is, this is chaos in a bottle. And if you put this man back in the White House, it's going to be worse still.
I don't think they care.
And I mean, come on.
They're not voting for him because he has great policies. They grew up voting for him because they feel like
But whatever happened
they're
to
losing their political party and they're some are racist.
I understand that, but whatever happened to the integrity that the United States used to stand for?
It's not about integrity.
You know,
it's about
when
supremacy.
JFK was in the White House.
I heard he's trying to get him to be his vice president.
I'm talking about the John F. Kennedy. When he was in the White House, he went to Texas, and when he got to Texas, they were in the big ballroom, and everybody was all having a party, and and the whole thing, the atmosphere was great, the whole 9 yards. But then somebody said, "Where's your wife?" And he said, "She's upstairs. She's upstairs." And this is the gospel truth.
Oh my.
She's upstairs, and they said, "Well, bring her down. We want to talk. We want to see her. We really want to see her." And the whole crowd began to say, "We want JFK's wife to come out." JFK turned to one of his aides and told him to go up and get his wife and bring her down. She basically refused because she didn't want to be bothered.
Oh my.
Yeah. So he sent her back and told him, the man, "Look, you need to come down here. These people want to see you." And when she finally came down, do you know? And I'm not telling you what I know. I mean, I am telling you what I know, but I'm also telling you what I saw, because this was a big documentary on one of the talk shows. When she came to that room, you'd have thought there was an earthquake. The eruption that she got from just walking into the room was incredible. Now, here's my point. That type of pride, that type of honor, you want to give to this woman?
Yes, that's who they want to give.
You want to give that to her?
She can't even give a proper speech. Remember, she borrowed
She
speeches from people.
didn't borrow. She stole Barack Obama's wife's speech.
I'm trying to
word
be nice.
for word. Yeah, I'm not. Word for word. She stole that woman's speech.
And people, I guess people like that kind of stuff.
But all I'm simply saying is this.
They love it.
Your integrity. You want to sell out your integrity? That's the
think so.
last thing you have. That's basically the last thing, the last ounce of measurement of a person is his or her integrity. And you want to sell that out for this chump?
But listen.
Okay, go ahead.
This is what's really crazy. Okay, a lot of people are saying that when he was in the White House, there weren't any drama or
Bull.
crap. And I always tell people that's because Obama left that White House in good terms.
Sure he did.
Employment rate was great.
Yep.
Crime was great.
Yep.
He got the gun
Gasoline
control
prices were down.
He got the gun control under control. He made people get background checks and things of that nature. It was smooth
perfect.
sailing. So all Trump had to do is nothing. And that's what he did, was nothing. He went golfing all the time.
Yep.
And soon as a tragic hit like the COVID, you see how you treated COVID.
Yeah, he wanted you to inject bleach in your system. Dumbass.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Did you hear that? Did you remember
ignorant to
that?
The whole thing.
He actually asked the doctor, could we inject bleach into the people's system so it would have a cleansing effect?
Oh my gosh.
You didn't hear that?
He's not very bright.
No, he's a dumbass. But did you hear that?
I heard that. It was a meme.
Oh, my. No, that wasn't mean.
I just thought they were just making fun of him. I didn't think he actually said that.
No, he said that word for word. I was like, you got to seriously be kidding me. No, he's not my boy at all.
That's your boy.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Let's move on to the next subject here. We're probably not gonna go through all of the live feed tonight. You know, the other half I'll probably do tomorrow morning. Okay. Now, the next subject here, we're going to talk about Iran and Israel. Okay.
I don't know nothing about that.
We'll sit here and find out. Now, tensions between Iran and Israel have escalated, with Iran threatening to use new weapons against Israel. Now, additionally, Iran has been involved in oil tankers, hijackings, and its foreign minister discussed regional developments with counterparts. Are you okay over there?
I'm gonna get my legs. Remember, I'm tall.
Anyway.
Cramped in this little space.
Let's back up a little bit. I should have sold. Now here, let me just give you a brief summary here, okay? As you remember Donald Trump, as you heard my husband say, Donald Trump was friends with Epstein. Now I talked about this. I'm gonna back up a little bit when we get to the Iran and Israel, and then I'll let you go because I know you ain't trying to hear about Iran and Israel, even though you should really hear about it. Seriously.
I hear enough. I know.
Okay, but you like the Donald Trump stories. Okay. All right, so Iran. No, I'm about to say it again. Now, Donald Trump and Epstein. Okay, now, I talked about Epstein in my last live show, and I said, if you guys remember, I said that Sean Combs is worse than Epstein. Many of you are probably wondering, how is that possible? Well, here's the thing. Okay, now Epstein, yeah, he was a sick, perverted pedo, but he was also a very intelligent man. He knew math, which is how he got hired as a professor at some college from a homeboy around the way. Now, he primarily hooked up with these billionaires because he knew how to save them thousands and millions of dollars in taxes. That's how he hooked up with Trump. And then, of course, for the other favors as well. And he hooked up with Trump's father. And then he hooked up with the Victoria's Secret owner and yada, yada, yada. That's how Epstein, and of course his girlfriend Ghislaine, she hooked him up with some people too, but primarily because he knew how to tweak the numbers for taxes. And of course he offered other sick pedo services, but that's how he hooked up. Now, Sean Combs take his services to a whole new gangster, mobster, pedo, trafficking, freaking level. But we're not going to talk about that right now. So that's the difference between Sean Combs and Epstein. So in actuality, in reality, Sean Combs is worse than Epstein. Just want to point that out. Now, in these pictures here, as you can see, this is Trump's legal team here. Now, it was told that Trump's legal team is going to try to drag this 500. They got to select a jury from 500 people. They're going to try to drag this crap out as long as they possibly can. But if I was them, if I was the judge, whoever was proceeding this, I said, let's move this along, or we're going to have to pick them ourselves. But I don't know if they can do that by law. I don't think they can. Now, you got to understand, Republican Party is trying to get elected Trump because they feel that this is their last time to hold on to the Republican Party, because the Republican Party is using their seniority. And a lot of the members are getting old, they're retiring, dying, which they should have a retirement age any freaking way, because a lot of them is not seriously with any modern times at the moment. So that's what they're losing. They feel, okay, if we don't hold on to Trump, we're going to be through. Because let's face it, if Trump doesn't win, which he is not going to win, then they probably know for a fact that the Senate and the House is going to be dominated by Democrats, because Trump kind of ruined the whole image for Republicans, which we already know already, because of his ignorance. I don't know why they feel he was a good fit for presidency. He didn't know nothing about our history. He was never a Senate. He don't even know how to run a country. He don't even know how to run a business properly. Every business he had failed.
Well, like I said, here's the deal about
He
the whole.
flew through school because he was rich.
Here's the deal about the whole thing. The bottom line is simply this: they elected him to be the president because they thought he was smart enough to do a better job than the job that he actually did.
Hey, Alicia, forgot to say that, but thanks you for holding it down, girl. And Meta, I was gonna say Meta. Go ahead.
They thought he was going to do a better job than what he did. After it was proven that he didn't know nothing. You saw those press conferences. He literally was cursing people out. Sit down.
Telling them to shut up.
Tell them to shut up. Sit down. I'm not talking to you. You're fake news. Blah 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 blah. You don't do that at no press conference.
He's an idiot. You know,
Because he has no decorum. He has no gumption about himself.
Right.
He thinks only about one person, and that is him. That is him, and he is used to calling the shots. The reason why he's so pissed right now in some of these photos and stuff that you're showing is because somebody else, a judge, is calling the shots, not him.
Well, people tend, I'm going to be honest with you. I think people have this kind of false hope that he will save them for some reason.
I don't see how you can figure that.
Well, they also
he can't save himself.
I know, but they also think that he has some pull in Russia. First of all, let me explain something. I've listened in on a lot of Putin's lectures and his little public whatever. The man has amazing decorum. He's a very classy man, despite him wanting to go to war every 3.5 seconds. But he has said a lot of good things about Obama. He did say a lot of good things about Obama. Okay, he did. And he don't all, yeah, he have. And he always do not talk great about Trump either.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, he said a lot of great things about Obama.
All I'm saying is, and that's good.
He don't like Hillary though. Then again, he don't like a lot of.
All I'm simply
leading
saying is
peoples anyway.
simply this: if you put this idiot, this clown, back into the White House, that's exactly what we're going to have. A clown show 24/7.
Well, they
and
think,
here's the flip.
They think he can stop the war for Russia, but I
No,
don't
he
think
can't.
so.
No,
Russia,
he can't.
I mean,
He can't stop nothing.
Who's not thinking about Trump?
He's not going to stop nothing. Look, here's the thing. Everybody in his cabinet that was in his cabinet before, when he was with the president, they're flipping on him. They're talking to the
They should be
FBI.
embarrassed.
They're talking to the FBI.
You really don't
They're
believe
talking
it.
to the CIA. They're talking to special counsels. They're talking to the people who puts out these what do you call those things when you have to go to jail indictments? They're talking to the people who put out these indictments, and they're not just saying, "Well, he wasn't a bad guy."
Right.
They're telling them the truth.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, he was an ass, and we know he was an ass, and this is why we can tell you he was an ass. And I'll tell you something else. Some of these same people, they tricked him because they literally taped him some of those conversations. Trump don't like to be taped at all.
Yeah, I know. He
Not
was
at all.
being such a jerk.
Not at
You
all.
can
He
find him
doesn't
all
like-
over TikTok
Yeah,
too.
but some of these people taped some of these conversations with this idiot.
I know, I heard him.
And exactly, and so his words is going to come back and bite him in the butt. Just you watch, because they literally taped him saying some of the stupid, crazy shit that he's been saying to everybody else, and that he don't think nobody else knows, or for that matter, cares. That's just. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just get a headache thinking about this guy trying to get to the White House again. Look, when you stand up in front of a
He's
church,
even eligible. That's the part I'm.
that's crazy.
You got to go through damn near freaking blood
Exactly.
test,
Exactly.
a hair sample just to get a job at the hospital.
Yeah.
You and I have to
Yeah.
go through crazy
Yeah.
hell to get.
Yeah.
Man.
Look, when you can stand up there in front of a church with a Bible and say this is the new Trump Bible,
Ooh.
yeah, this is the new Trump Bible,
He
and
seriously had a God complex.
and
didn't
I'm
he?
selling this. It'll be personally autographed by me.
I can't do this.
This just don't make no sense. That just don't make no sense. Somebody said he ought to go to Exodus. I think it's the 3rd chapter, about the 14th verse, where it says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." You know,
You
in
probably
that
don't got
Bible.
that in his Bible.
Oh, they
His
probably
Bible,
took that. They
yeah.
probably took that out of his Bible.
He got stuff that he cares about. Donald Trump
yeah,
is the
yeah,
way. Donald
yeah.
Trump is the truth.
Yeah,
Donald
yeah,
Trump
yeah,
is the
yeah.
king of our kings and the gods of our
Yeah.
gods. If
Yeah.
you want to be free, vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I was given, I was directed, I was anointed by God
Whatever.
himself. This is his commercial.
I know, but that's some bull.
God picked me to lead you
Mm-hmm.
people because I am the savior, Donald freaking Trump.
Okay.
I just lost brain cells.
No.
But this was they believe. You should see him in the comment section. Trolls be seriously. They was like, Donald Trump is the truth. Donald Trump
That's
is the
just
truth.
so dumb. And the reason why he's doing all of this is because
he's
he
running
needs to
information.
raise money to pay these lawyers and some of these bills
How
that
you
he's
gonna
got.
afford to pay
Look.
for it? You don't got no money.
When you're selling gold tennis shoes,
Is that what he was selling?
gold
They didn't
tennis
sell it.
shoes
Nobody gonna buy that
for $400. $400 for a pair of tennis shoes?
Yeah, he was really feeling himself. He
Really?
was really feeling
No,
himself.
I'm sorry, I can't do that one. I'm sorry, I would never do that. I wouldn't give you $38 for that darn tennis shoe.
He was trying to sell them for almost $300, and then he reduced the price under $100. I don't know what the price is now. I don't even care.
Last I heard, he was selling them for $400.
I told you it was, but he reduced the price.
Well, you need to give them away free. Go to some of these homeless shelters and give them out to them. They use
Now
them.
that'd be good. That'd be good PR publicity for him too.
He's not gonna try that one
But he probably won't be seen
because
in a
he
homeless
needs
shelter.
that money. You hear me? This boy needs money like a dope fiend needs dope.
You crazy.
That's all I can tell you.
Well, thank you, Eric, for staying with us with the politics. I know you want to hear about Iran and Israel.
No, I'm
you
out.
should. See you later. Thank
See
you,
ya.
honey.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna talk about again. We're gonna backtrack. Can you please stop making that noise?
No, that little chair has killed me.
I know, but still, it's on the microphone, man. Stretch silently. Okay, we're gonna be talking about Iran and Israel. As I was saying, let's move over here. Okay, now Iran and Israel. Now it seems tensions between Iran and Israel have escalated, with Iran threatening to use new weapons against Israel. Now, additionally, Iran has been involved in oil tanker hijackings, and its foreign minister discussed regional developments with counterparts with Saudi Arabia and Qatar, emphasizing Iran's attack on Israel as a legitimate defense under the UN Charter. Now, it seems that a Republican senator is urging the U.S. Now, you understand, this man here, he's trying to get to UN. Now, hear me out here. During this whole little tobacco and this war going on or whatever, that has nothing to do with us, by the way. It has nothing to do with us, okay? Now, it seems like the senator, this Republican senator, it's just how they trying to get us involved in this war so they can have Biden lose coup points whatever decision that he makes when pertaining to their war mockery that they love so much. Now, this senator here, Republican senator, this is not the senator, but the Republican senator is urging the U.S. to revoke a visa given to Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amarab. His name is Amarab Dolianian. Okay? Amarab Dolianian. Okay? I may have mispronounced the last name a little bit. Now, it seems like this visa will allow him to attend a meeting at the UN. So he has a meeting at the United Nations. Now, the senator's request comes after Iran launched an attack on Israel. Y'all probably heard that over the news. Iran launched an attack on Israel. Now, the U.S. usually allows diplomats from all countries to come to the UN, but it can, you got to understand, but it can say no for reasons for security or terrorism. So they allow them to go in for meetings, whatever, no big deal. But if there's a terrorism threat, Biden would not allow him to go to the UN because we have to give him permission to do that. But if he's a threat, a security threat, we're not going to give him approval. But the Republican Party said, just give him this, please. Okay? Now, the senator believes that Iranian ministers should. Now, here's the crazy part. You have some politicians saying, give him the pass so he can go ahead and get his meeting. And you have some people, Republicans and Democrats too, saying, you know what, don't give him the pass. We shouldn't give him the pass. We should give him the pass. Republican Party saying we shouldn't give him the pass, but then you have Biden saying, look, this is not my problem. If you want to go to the UN, let him go to the damn UN. I don't got nothing to do with this. I know I have some legitimacy over his little whatever of him going back and forth. I can revoke it, but he's not coming to see me. He's going to the UN. We may have some UN in our NATO, but, I got to do with that. If you want to travel, let him travel. Republicans are like, we should revoke his visa. He shouldn't go anywhere. It's just causing friction when it's not even our business. Biden is trying to stay out of that bullshit over there. He's like, I don't want to be in it. I'm Bennett. I'm not in it. Bennett, get it? Let me quit. Anyway, so the senator request comes after Iran launched an attack on Israel. Now, as I said, the U.S. usually allow diplomats from all countries to come to the UN. They can say no for security reasons, as I said. Now, the senator believes that the Iranian minister should not be allowed in the U.S. because he has connection to a terrorist group holding hostages, including Americans, and because Iran's actions are a threat to Israel's safety. He wants the U.S. government to act quickly and cancel the minister's visa. But let's backtrack a little bit here. Their issue has nothing to do with our issue. See, this is what some Republicans, that's why someone don't know what the hell they talk about. Their issues This Iran minister, this Arabi, his name is Amarab Dalianian, okay, have nothing to do with us. Foreign Minister Hassan, okay, Hossein, I think his name is Hossein, has nothing to do with us. So Hussein has nothing to do with us. Iran and Israel has nothing, I can't say it enough, nothing to do with us. So the Republican Party is trying to have us butt in by revoking his visa because he has business and he has to pass through the U.S. to get to the UN, but he has nothing. So what? Okay, don't put us in that crap. Don't put us in that business. That's what Biden is trying to refrain from, but we have the Republican Party instigating. So, a lot of you probably are wondering, why are Iran and Israel fighting? You see, as we all know, Iran and Israel are currently involved in a conflict that escalated with Iranian military strikes on Israel. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards, okay, here we go, okay. So you see, this is Iran Defense Forces here, and then you have this is Israel, I'm sorry, and then you have Iranian right here, okay. Now, as I said, the Iranian military strikes on Israel. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, which is initial IRGC, conducted a large-scale drone and missile attack on Israel from Iranian territory on April 13th. Okay? That was just recently. But they also did an attack. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. Now, this attack marked the first time that Iran targeted Israel directly from Iranian territory. Now, Israel Defense Forces, which is also initial IDF, reported that Iran launched drones and missiles from Iranian territory towards Israel. Now, the conflict has resulted in damages to Israel military facilities. With Israel sustaining injuries and damages as a result of the strikes, the situation remains tense. Both countries are engaged in ongoing conflict. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, okay, so why did Iran attack Israel initially? Why? How did this, seriously, how did this all start? Because we know all about the, we know all about Iranian, strikes on Israel. We know they striked on Israel on their territory. If you want to go back and look at it, let's go ahead and go back a little bit here. Okay. They attacked their, territory over there. So Iran attacked Israel and da-da-da-da-da-da. Monday, I think that was 13th. The 13th was like not too long ago, 3 days ago. They did a missile scale drone attack over there. Okay. And you wonder, like, why did they do that in the first place? What the fuck is going on? Okay. This is all about military. Okay, this is all about military forces and weapons, security. That's primarily what it's about. But why did Iran attack Israel? Okay, it seems like Iran's attack on Israel is believed to be retaliation for previous Israel airstrikes. Okay, on Iranian targets in Syria and other regions early this month. So Iran attacked Israel not too long ago, but they also attacked them in the past in Syria. Okay, and other regions. So Iran was just always throwing missiles and drones and killing people for the longest. And Israel didn't do anything. Okay? They was over there playing target practice in their territory and they didn't do anything for the longest. So the tension between Iran and Israel have been ongoing for years now. Stemming from various things like geopolitical, geographic, trying to get more land, more space, military forces, and religious factors, of course. Now, Iran is Shia Muslim majority country, because, they have Shia Muslims, majority country, and Israel, a predominantly Jewish state, and these are Jewish people that, you understand, the Jewish community became a vibrant and habitated community that was primarily funded by the Rothschild family, which was back in the 1940s, okay? Because before then, people who were Jewish they were Hebrewites, but they were dark colored, they were Negro people. They were the Jewish. But this was during the segregated times. This was during where slavery was over, but they was highly segregated. And they didn't like who these people were calling themselves. So Rothschild was like, okay, let's go ahead and fund this land over here. And we'll call it yada, yada, yada. And we'll change them, the people that come from that particular part of the land, we will say they're Jewish. Okay? That's what the Rothschild funded and started the whole thing. If you don't believe me, check it. They did. They funded the whole thing, made a deal out there, started a little plantation land over there, and then made a deal with the government, started buying banks all over the freaking world. All that got started by the Rothschild family. Now, getting back to what I was saying here. Now, like I said, which is primarily a Jewish state, they have conflicting interests in the Middle East, particularly, yeah, that's true. Definitely true, Alicia. Particularly regarding Syrian civil war. Now, Lebanon and Iran nuclear program, now you understand, it is a Jewish state, and they do have conflictions, with the interests in the Middle East, particularly, like I said, regarding the Syrian civil war, if you can hear that. Now, Lebanon and Iran nuclear programs, too, okay? Now, Iran views Israel as an adversary and a threat to its regional or regional influence. Okay? So Iran views Israel as an adversary and a threat to its regional influence. Like, okay, we have a nice little political thing going on over here, and you trying to do something else. What the hell's going on here? Okay? Now, at the same time, Israel sees Iran as so freaking destabilizing force in the region and a support of militant groups and Hezbollah. The recent attack is part of a broad regional conflict between the two countries in their space, respective allies in space, each seeking to assert their influence and security in the Middle East. So the primary goal is to dominate the Middle East. Okay, they trying to get to the Middle East, and they want more land, and they want more security, and they want more dominancy. They want to get rid of each other. Israel trying to get rid of Iran to take over their land and their military background and their influence on the Middle East. And then you have Iran trying to do the same fucking thing. Here's the difference here. Okay. Israel had the backing for the Jewish community. Okay. Which was highly funded by the Rothschild family, which Rothschild family owned predominantly most of our banks, which is in bed with the presidents of the United States, leaned back to the 40s. Okay. Now, of course, during this war, a lot of their influence are declining because of these wars. And the outcome of these wars will determine the power dynamic and structure of the Rothschild family. Now, Israel loses war against Iran, and they lose their military structure and their dominancy and all of that, then that will pretty much crumble the Rothschild family in some format. Because they are the one who started this whole Jewish community and Caucasian and stuff like that. Because they weren't the original, but, they started it. So it is what it is. Now, many are worried that Biden may interfere in the drama with Iran and Israel, but he is not dipping into Israel and Iran drama, which is, I can't even tell, which is what the Republican Party is trying to get him to do. Republican Party want Biden to revoke visas, trying to get him instigate, but that's not his business. Okay? So the U.S. doesn't interfere with all of the overseas drama. We may have power connections and allies all over the world, but we don't participate in every crap that goes on everywhere. Okay? People think we do, but we don't. Okay? So again, the U.S. does not interfere with all the overseas drama. From what I was told, Israel and Iran threatened to attack the U.S. if we interfere anyway. They said if Biden interfered with this threat, we will attack the U.S. That's what they said. It would be repercussions. So Biden was like, I wasn't, and keep that shit over there. He isn't stupid. Like, it has nothing to do with me. Y'all continue blowing each other up. I'm trying to get reelected. I'm not hearing all this crap. Biden wasn't going to do anything in the first place. He was not going to dip his nose in it. Republican Party want him to revoke this fucking prime minister or whatever the hell he called him goddamn self freaking visa so he can go to freaking means pass through the U.S. to go to this foreign minister so he can go to a fucking meeting. You want us to revoke his visa? No, that means we're picking sides. We don't pick sides. I'm not revoking anything. If you want to pass through the fucking U.S. and go to this meeting in the UN, let him pass through the fucking U.S. and go through the UN. If he has a meeting here, fine, let him have a meeting here. I don't got nothing to do with this. Keep me out of it. So Biden said if I revoke his visa, that means I'm picking sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be pissing off Iran. Then we piss off Israel. And then they're going to say, okay, U.S. is freaking on blah, blah, blah side now. What the hell is going on here? And then they're going to try to bomb us. See, no. We're not doing that. No. Bad enough, I got to keep getting Israel millions and millions of fucking dollars thanks to the Rothschild family to keep them from blowing our asses up over here. Why the Sam hell do I want to be in this? This is what Biden's thinking. You have to think like him. You don't want to keep giving these fools millions of dollars. Either I give them millions of dollars or they're going to blow my people up. What the hell would you do? I didn't want to get in bed with them in the first place. This happened long before my ass was even born. Or before I even became who I am. This is what he's thinking. This is some shit they started that we got to continue doing. So, the outcome of this war will determine the power of Israel and Iran. Definitely Israel. We'll see if their power is still going to be in steady dominancy by the end result of this war. And that's pretty much what it is. That's literally what it is in a nutshell in terms of this war. Okay? Now, since there's only one person here, and this is a new channel, I primarily do not publicize on this channel. I can keep going because I do have to talk about Nickelodeon, and I don't feel like getting up in the morning to talk about anything. So if the two people are still up, I can run through Nickelodeon, or I can just postpone this until tomorrow. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to postpone this until tomorrow. And I can talk about Nickelodeon, and I can talk about Sean Combs and the Royal Family. As a matter of fact, let's just postpone that until tomorrow anyway. Okay? And you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you, Alicia, for holding it down. And I'm not sure who else is in the freaking comments. I have no idea. I don't know. But keep it here. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I don't have to work, so I'll be here. I try to come on when I feel you guys are in lunch or at work or something, lunchtime. I'll try to come on then. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful night. Buenas noches.